Welcome back to Business Casual. I'm your host, Nav Nanwa. The Unlock Your Big Idea Pitch competition presented by the RIC Centre is having their grand finale on May 5th. And here with me to talk about it in greater detail, I have the Operations Manager for the RIC Centre, Amarpreet Kaur. Amarpreet, thank you so much for joining us here again on Business Casual. We had you on a couple of weeks ago to talk about the early stages of the competition. You know, fast forward a couple weeks, this is becoming a huge deal.
For sure. We've received over 160 applications.
Wow, phenomenal.
We had over 25 reviewers review these applications. Each application was looked at least twice. Really great applications.
Yeah.
And it's exciting to see because we didn't expect such a big response. But you can tell that people would love to be pitching in front of a great judging panel. And they really have some good ideas.
You know, with over 100 applications, what kind of criteria did you or you and the organizing committee kind of put towards narrowing down the field?
So the applicants were asked to answer a series of questions about their business. So that's more about their competition, what their value proposition is, how they're going to make money, what's their go-to-market strategy, things like that. And the reviewers we had were actually experts, so they can look at any sort of startup in any industry, and they've worked so much in this industry that they kind of figure out what a good business is and what isn't. We also looked at what they're going to do with the $10,000 if they end up winning. So that was a really important criteria because you just don't want to give money to startups that they don't have milestones to meet. So that was important. And overall, it's just how they explained their application, how they really presented themselves. Are they actually going to go somewhere with this business?
Wow, no, it's good that the criteria in place really provided some strict regiment, I guess, around what was required. For those who are not familiar with the Unlock Your Big Idea pitch competition, we're talking like a local Dragon's Den style pitch competition on May 5th, right?
Yep. So May 5th at the University of Toronto, Mississauga, we're going to do this live pitch finale, as we're calling it. Thanks to you being our MC.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
But we decided that that's the best opportunity for these startups to get experience pitching in front of a crowd.
Yes.
They try to not only win in their own category, but there's an Audience Choice Award, which is another $10,000. So if they can get enough, if we get the audience out, they're watching these pitches happen live. So it's like live Dragon's Den right there.
And you know what, me being a big fan of Dragon's Den, Shark Tank, all those kinds of shows, one thing I will say from just a viewer standpoint is when people are presenting their business ideas, their presentation matters quite a bit, especially within the time frame that you're given.
Yeah, for sure. And to help out with that, we've actually invited all our finalists to a pitch coaching session.
Oh, that's great.
So we're completely helping them prepare for this pitch. We want them to follow a slide deck. We want them to be so prepared that when they go up, it's going to be really hard to decide who the winner is from the judges' perspective, and they really have to outshine the rest of the finalists to be able to win.
You know, when I was reading about the event, I noticed the judging panel is pretty extensive. There's a lot of great individuals a part of that panel. Who do we have involved judging this wonderful competition on May 5th?
So when we were choosing the judging panel, we really wanted different perspectives in. One of the judges is Stephen Benet. He's a partner at Bearskin Parr.
Okay.
They're an IP boutique here in Mississauga.
Excellent.
So a local professional service provider. So he brings in that IP perspective. Is your idea actually patentable?
Wow,
Are you actually going to have some intellectual property around it? We have a VC, which is Mike List from Green Sky Capital. That's a venture capital firm, small boutique again, local. We've got Karen Grant from the Angel One Investor Network, so an angel investor perspective. Some more community perspectives, so we have Heather Arthur from Rogers, and we have Matt Schnarr from Awake Chocolates.
Oh, yes.
So if people have watched Dragon's Den, he's one of the successful entrepreneurs on that show. We also have Dan Sinai, who is part of the innovation ecosystem at IBM Canada. So I really liked having that corporate perspective because those are the kind of people looking at entrepreneurship within their own organization.
Exactly, and we just had Rebecca Leach from Cisco Canada on,
awesome.
And Cisco Canada has been known to invest a lot in entrepreneurship and really take ideas that are generated within the organization and like blowing up into huge enterprises.
Exactly, and the very last judge is actually Sean Stanley from Globe and Mail.
Okay, excellent.
So he takes care of the Globe Edge studio, and that's basically promoting startups, promoting small businesses in the community.
So the key thing that I'm getting from even just the judging panel is even having VC IPs and people that are like involved with IPs and, you know, past Dragon's Den alumni. It's a great networking opportunity, even for someone who may have an idea and may not know who to even bounce it off of. Because, you know, one thing I always found at some of these events is, you know, those are the kinds of people that people really want to meet when it comes to bringing their ideas to life. And, you know, getting some one-on-one time, whether it be, you know, 5 minutes of talking to a VC, it can really open your eyes regarding, you know, what funding looks like.
Yep, and that's not only a great opportunity for the finalists pitching to them, because they can obviously reach out to them afterwards, right?
Yeah.
But it's also a great opportunity for the audience. They're going to be able to then see that there's all these individuals willing to listen to startups in the community, and they come out and they can meet with them, network with these entrepreneurs, network with experts. All the different partners, part of the competition, they're inviting their own networks.
That's great.
So you get to meet with those people.
Amarpreet, I want to go back to the amount of applications you got, which is a truly phenomenal number. And I want to just kind of get your opinion on, you know, with the amount of applications you receive for a contest like Unlock Your Big Idea, what does that really tell you about the entrepreneurial community within Peel?
It's alive and well. It definitely tells me that. I think it's great that we got so many applications. It shows that not only are all these startups working with the partners that are organizing the competition, it shows that a lot of these startups that applied aren't actually they don't understand the ecosystem.
Okay.
So we were able to reach out to a lot of these people and say, hey, you know what? Even if you're unsuccessful, that's fine, because there's 5 people here, 5 organizations waiting to work with you. So come out, reach out to us, and we'll be able to help plan your business so that next year you can apply again and maybe win.
And then I think the one excellent thing about the fact that the RIC Centre is holding this event is the RIC Centre has a very awesome business incubator program, which is truly phenomenal. Like, the amount of benefits that companies who get accepted into this program receive is great. And I'm wondering, can you shed some light on that? Because I'm sure that any applicants who maybe didn't get a chance to proceed further and unlock your big idea can maybe consider this incubator program.
Absolutely. So our business incubator program is actually, we take in 5 companies every 6 months, and it's our way to help a company at a certain stage of their business. So whether that's they've created their prototype and they're ready to go out and find customers, they're ready to go and find investments, they're ready to make sales.
Yeah.
So we look for that critical point in time where within 6 months they'll actually be able to make a difference. So they get access to a ton of benefits by being in the incubator program, and with that we're really able to help them grow.
So what are some of the benefits that an organization or an entrepreneurial company gets if they get selected for the incubator program?
So something we say to applicants is we're looking for those serious entrepreneurs. So
what does that mean?
It's the people who are coachable. It's the people who are willing to grow their business. They put their 100% into their business, and they've stopped working, and that's their life. The business is their life. So it's very important to be coachable. Otherwise, you're not going to get the value out of meeting with our experts, meeting with our network. When they apply, we let them know that they get private office space. They get access to a ton of meeting rooms within the Xerox Research Centre of Canada. That's who we're co-located with. They get access to our Champion Series pitch panels. So if they can't go to this pitch competition, we have 3 different pitch panels that we invite our clients to.
That's great.
And that's a mini Dragon's Den happening at the RIC Centre almost every month. Outside of that, we also have a network of over 100 experts and advisors. They get accelerated access to those people. And really meeting with angel investors, VCs, to figure out how they can make their company more investable.
You know, the one thing I found very intriguing about the incubator program is, you know, actually historically in a lot of incubator programs, the incubator almost has a stake in the company or some type of equity position. In the RIC Centre's program, they don't. The RIC Centre really just provides all these resources and allows the company to flourish and foster and become something great. Why was that thinking applied to the business incubator program at the RIC Centre?
So that was after a bit of research, just because when any company comes to us, what they ask us is, can we get funding from you guys?
Oh, okay.
And because we're a not-for-profit organization, we don't have funds to give to our entrepreneurs that come to us, but we have connections to a ton of funding organizations all across Ontario. So because we can give them that access, we just don't think that putting that equity stake in, that's not why we're there. We're there for mentorship and we're there for coaching. So equity wouldn't really mean anything to us at the end of the day.
Are there any like success stories that have come out of the incubator program that you want to touch on? Or?
Yeah, there's actually, I really enjoy meeting with the entrepreneurs after they leave because they actually realize how important it is to be in an office environment and how efficient it makes them. I think one of the biggest one is cold block technologies and char technologies. We call them, I call them our poster child. They've done really well. They've used the incubator to access that mentorship, access that coaching. They've accessed the pitch panels. Another company called NextGrid recently raised $300,000 from a government program.
Wow.
That was announced recently. So it's been a lot of different successful and really significant investments in companies from our incubator program.
Do you feel like, you know, this may be a bit of a biased question, but do you find that for an entrepreneur who's looking for an incubator for some help to get their business off the ground, you know, how do they differentiate what a worthwhile incubator is versus what's not? Because I find that, you know, it's very easy for an individual or an organization to be like, hey, we provide a business incubator and we'll coach you through it. But how do you sort of differentiate what's quality and what's not quality in the resources that you're getting?
So I would actually not even put this towards a bias thing. I would say it's really based on the entrepreneur. So, and it's really based on the stage. RIC Centre only accepts companies at a certain stage. And we decide that based on the application. We decide whether we'll actually give them any value by being in the incubator program. I would say if you're at the very early ideation stage, there's campus-linked accelerators. So if you're a student, you can access that through all of the different educational institutions. So UTM has one, U of T has tons of them. Ryerson DMZ is a really popular one. Based on stage, you can find the right fit for you, and based on industry. We have a lot of success with clean tech and advanced manufacturing startups, but you can find tons that are more about ICT, mobile health, tech, things like that.
So it's probably worthwhile to maybe seek an incubator that maybe caters to your industry a bit more.
Exactly.
Awesome, awesome. You know, we have less than a minute left, Amarpreet, but I do want you to kind of give us the hard sell as to why people need to be at the Unlock Your Big Idea pitch competition, aside from me hosting on, obviously.
Of
but,
course.
you know, it's a tremendous event. We have plenty of judges there. Why should they be there on May 5th?
I'm expecting more than 100 people to show up to this thing. I want people to celebrate the success of these finalists. They've been able to come down from 160 applications to 14 finalists. I think that's something worth seeing.
Oh, yes.
And from there, you get to connect with other entrepreneurs, just talk to them. I think that's the best way to learn what you're doing and whether you're doing it right. Network with the experts around, because all the partners are inviting their network. So there's tons of advisors in the room. And really just be there to witness these pitches and vote, because your choice counts.
Excellent, excellent. Well, Amarpreet, thank you so much for joining us here on Business Casual. It's again the Unlock Your Big Idea pitch competition, big finale taking place at May 5th from the University of Toronto, Mississauga. We'll be right back after this brief commercial message.